We begin this evening with farm bankruptcies on the rise in Arkansas, reflecting a dismal agriculture economy that isn't seeing many farmers breaking even. Channel 7's Andrew Mobley joins us in studio with the story.
A new report from the University of Arkansas Division of Agriculture shows that farm bankruptcies are outpacing the last several years.
On a national level, we've already beat out 2024's annual bankruptcies.
Loy's report shows that 15 farms have filed Chapter 12 bankruptcies.
Arkansas just became ground zero for the American farm crisis. 33 farm bankruptcies in 2026 alone. That's more than double the year before, the most this state has seen in the 21st century, and one of every 4 farm bankruptcies filed in the entire southern region of the United States happened right there in Arkansas.
Farm bankruptcies have become half of Jonesboro bankruptcy attorney Joel Hargis's cases.
I have filed more Chapter 12s in the last 6 months than I have in any full year.
Filing Chapter 12 bankruptcies gives qualifying farmers a more flexible repayment structure and allows them to continue farming. But that's only one kind of bankruptcy. More extreme Chapter 7 bankruptcies are those in which debtors must sell off assets, like farms and farm equipment.
One state, 1/4 of all southern farm failures, and it all traces back to one thing: Trump's trade policies and tariffs. And if you're thinking, well, this is Arkansas, how big deal can it be? Let me tell you exactly how big a deal it is. Arkansas is the #1 rice producer in the country. 50% of all rice consumed in America comes from Arkansas. Soybeans are grown across 41 of the state's 75 counties on 3.3 million acres. Agricultural is a $24 billion industry in Arkansas. It's the largest sector in the state's entire economy, and it is collapsing.
I try to steer farmers away from Chapter 7s. If we can fit them into a Chapter 13, great, because it'll help protect the home. It'll protect the vehicles that are needed for the household.
It's unknown how many farmers filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy this year, but one that Channel 7 spoke with believes that it may be more than those filing Chapter 12s, not to mention those filing Chapter 11 or 13. Hargis says despite the odds, many of his farmer clients don't want to give up.
Dick Fields, the vice president of the agriculture at the University of Arkansas, said it bluntly: the agricultural economy right now is probably in the one of most depressing states that I've seen in my career. The most depressing state of his entire career. And this is a guy who spent his life studying Arkansas agricultural. So today we're going to break down exactly what is happening in Arkansas, why the farmers are going to bankrupt at their record rates, how Trump's tariffs destroyed their biggest market.
It's what they know. It's family land. It's their blood. You might as well cut off an arm than to sell their pasture or sell their cropland.
Severe weather this spring, tariffs, inflation, and an unfavorable global market and declining commodity prices have all combined to make this a devastating year for Arkansas farmers, for whom input costs are high but returns are so low they have no chance of breaking even. Not helping matters is the fact that the creation of a new farm bill by Congress is 2 years overdue.
Let's start with the national picture because Arkansas isn't alone. But before we get into the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could just sub to my channel because I'm trying to make a video every day. Like the video and comment down below. Thank you. In 2025, 315 farm bankruptcies were filed nationwide. That's up 46% from 2024, the second consecutive year of increases. But look at the state breakdown. Arkansas, 33 bankruptcies, up to 106%. Georgia, 27, 145%. Iowa, 18, up to 228%. Wisconsin, 16, up to 700%.
The existing and outdated bill, which shapes America's agricultural policies, has a subsidy safety net for farmers. But because of inflation, it's not saving anyone anymore.
If something doesn't happen, then I think that we're watching the death of the family farm. I think that we're hearing the death knells. I think that these big farming conglomerates, these big corporate farming operations, they're what's going to take over if Congress does not do something to protect our family farmers.
And Dr. Ryan Lee, an agricultural economist at the University of Arkansas, says those numbers are probably worse than what he can report. He said, any numbers that I'm reporting, I'm likely understanding them. That's because Chapter 12 bankruptcy takes time to file. Many farmers drowning in debt right now haven't shown up in the data yet. We are only seeing the tip of the iceberg.
The big beautiful bill recently passed by Congress updates safety nets for farmers, but even still, the cavalry isn't here just yet.
Now, will it help people right this very second? No, it won't. Let's say you got that payment, the farm safety net payment, you wouldn't get it until 26. It's great, something we really needed, but when we're talking about a lag in the payments, that may cause more issues in terms of can people make it to next year.
Now let's talk about why Arkansas specifically. Why is the nation's leading rice state also leading in farm failures? There are 3 reasons and they all connect back to Trump. Reason number 1. Crop prices have collapsed. Every major commodity that Arkansas grows, corn, soybeans, wheat, rice, cotton, is selling below the cost of production. Senator Tom Cotton said the gap between input costs and crop prices is at its highest level in 25 years. Let me show you what Arkansas farmers are losing right now per acre. Rice losing up $259 to $380 per acre. Cotton losing $353 per acre. Corn losing up to $240 per acre. Soybeans losing $85 to $144 per acre. Nathan Reed, an Arkansas farmer growing rice, cotton, corn, and soybeans, described it this way. We are in a very difficult situation in the south in Arkansas. My corn and soybeans don't pencil out, but the losses are nowhere near what the rice and cotton losses are. It is just brutal. And Charles William, a farmer in Creighton County, said something that should alarm everyone. This is the first time I can recall in 30 years of farming that we knew going into the crop that it was not profitable. No matter what you made, you can make an above average crop and still lose money. So think about that. A perfect harvest, no weather problems, no past damage, everything goes right, and you still lose hundreds of dollars on every acre. That is the reality of farming in Arkansas right now. Reason number 2. Trump's tariffs destroyed their export market. Arkansas farmers used to send roughly half their soybean exports to China. China was the largest customer for American soybeans, purchasing nearly $30 million worth in 2024. Then Trump imposed tariffs on Chinese goods. China retailed, and they didn't just raise prices on America's soybeans, they stopped buying them entirely. From May through to February 2026, China did not commit to a single US soybean purchase. Not one. Exports dropped 87% in a single year, and it's not just soybeans. China hasn't purchased any US corn, wheat, or sorghum in 2026 either. For Arkansas, it's a state that depends on those exact crops. This was a death blow. So, reason number 3, Brazil stole the market and it's never coming back. While we were fighting a trade war with China, Brazil swooped in. Before the tariffs, the US held about 40% of China's soybean imports. Today we are down to 20%. Brazil went from 50 to 70%. They added 30 million acres of soybeans, a harvested area larger than the top 4 US soybean states combined. China is investing in Brazilian ports, roads, and railways. And 88% of agricultural economists surveyed say US exports to China will never return to pre-trade levels. And behind every one of these bankruptcy numbers is a family. Farmer suicide rates are 3.5 times higher than farmer suicide rates are 3.5 times higher than the general population. The Iowa crisis hotline saw 4-5 times the number of calls this will compared to last year. One farmer in Arkansas who also works as one equipment financier told reporters that in the last 14 months, 5 of his customers took their own lives. 5. Arkansas farmers don't want bailouts. They want markets. They want to sell what they grow at prices that cover their costs. Right now, they can't. And every day that passes, more family farms that have survived for generations are disappearing, all thanks to the trade policies, tariffs, and Trump. If you or someone you know is struggling, please call or text 998. The Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available 24/7. That we can only do when Trump is implying the tariffs on our farmers, the people who is feeding us. If you found the video informative, I'd really appreciate if you just sub to my channel, like the video, and comment down below. Thank you so much.